Good afternoon. This is Alan Ogden from Glutathione Authority, and today we're at the beautiful Lost Lagoon in Stanley Park. And with me today is
Harmony Woodington
and
Carmen Dunn.
Well, welcome Harmony and Carmen. Glad to have you here. And we have a really special treat today because Carmen has a really great program, and we just want everyone to know about it. So, Carmen, welcome, and Harmony, welcome.
Thank you.
Leave it to you guys to just chat it up here a bit.
Awesome. So first of all, what is your title?
Right, so to keep it as simple as possible, I'm basically a practitioner of both orthomolecular and functional nutrition.
Okay, so what does orthomolecular mean?
Yeah, so let's break it down. So basically, it's about getting back to the root cause of why someone is sick in the first place. So if the body were to have everything it needed to be in optimum health, you would have all the vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and fatty acids. So in orthomolecular medicine or nutrition, we're first trying to look at when someone's dealing with headaches or muscle spasms. Let's first see if maybe it's a simple magnesium deficiency, or maybe they're lacking in energy because they don't have enough B vitamins. So before going to all these other modalities, looking at herbs or probiotics or drugs, let's first establish that they're getting what the body actually needs to function properly. So I can nerd out on this, but I'll keep it as simple as possible.
Because, you know, when I was writing my thesis, one of the things I was writing on is, you know, the build, like, our body was built from something,
yeah,
right? So unless we keep replenishing what it was built from, it's going to be diseased. It can't be anything else but, right?
Yeah.
So it's a great program. That's a great idea. It's a great concept.
Well, one of the things that I talk to a lot of people about is the fact that as your body ages, you start to become deficient in certain elements.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, your body doesn't recover like it did when it was 5 or 10 or even 20. And so looking at those factors and seeing what is becoming depleted as you age is really, really integral. So that's absolutely fantastic.
One of the other things I think is, at least in our societies, people get into their 20s and 30s and they become immutable, you know, invincible.
Yeah.
They don't eat the things they should. So then
Yes.
by the time they're 40, 50, etc., then we see these things showing up because they've deprived their body of those building blocks, the orthomolecular ingredients to actually build their body.
Yeah, another thing I see is women just after childbirth, because when the woman is pregnant, all her nutrients are going into the baby, and quite often when a woman gives birth, right after she gives birth, she's actually quite deficient in nutrients. And what we see is that if a woman doesn't make back those nutrients very quickly after birth, it puts her on the bullet train, as I like to say, towards osteoporosis in the future.
Wow.
So it's really, really critical that, you know, within 3 months, 6 months of having a baby, that you're actually making sure you're replenishing all those nutrients that were lost to actually create your baby.
Yeah, I had mine when I was almost 20, and I actually thought that the part of my brain that could put an outfit together was taken and given to my son, because for the first year, my fashion sense was horrid. It was bad. So the other title, what was that again?
So functional nutrition.
Functional nutrition,
Yeah.
okay. And can you explain that?
Yeah, so that's the one I really get excited about, because it allows me to use functional labs to actually test people to find out exactly what's going on in their body.
Okay.
So how I explain it is that if you were to go to your doctor is testing to see if you already have a disease, to
Right.
see if you
Yes.
already have high cholesterol or low ferritin, so iron deficiency, or if you already have cancer. When I'm testing people, I'm testing to see if you're on the route to disease.
Gotcha.
So I can go in, I know exactly what's going on with your hormones or your gut flora or food sensitivities, and I know exactly where to go into the body to correct and fix and repair, so we can turn you around from going towards disease and back to optimum health. So I love being able to run these labs on people, because it uncovers so many of those mysteries of, like, why do I feel like crap but my doctor said I'm fine? You know, it happens so much, as like people go to specialist after specialist and everyone says, well, you know, according to the blood test, you're fine. So a lot of these people are made to think that it's in their head.
Yeah.
Right? And then when they come to me, usually as the last resort, I'm able to actually test them and figure out what is actually going on. And then I know how to build a plan to get them back to health. So.
That's so interesting, because we were having a conversation just at lunch today.
Yeah.
Right? Because I asked my personal physician one time, like, you know, how do you know when you're going to have a heart attack? And he says, usually post the incident, right?
Yeah.
That's our best predictor. You've had a heart attack. So how do you know leading up to that? Is there anything you can do to make sure that you're in the best of health? So from what you're saying to me is you start with this base of orthomolecular, the building blocks of a good body, and then you have ways to test to see if people are on the right track to optimum health.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it happens so fast too. That's the beauty of what I do.
So you're focusing on preventative medicine, which is exactly what we are really wanting to, emphasize, that it's really important to catch things before it manifests in the physical body and becomes an illness or a disease. So Carmen is the perfect person to talk to. So
I want to pick up on something though. She said it happens so fast, right? Now,
yes.
I just want to spend half a second on that, because most people, when they're feeling bad or they're feeling wrong, they've been to their doctor, they've been to several specialists. Generally, they have the idea like, wow, this is, and often doctors will say, oh, this is the way it's going to be for the rest of your life. But that's not what I hear you saying.
No, that's actually one of the common objections that I hear from women is they tend to blame everything that's going on with them on their age. Oh, well, I'm in the late 40s. All my other friends are suffering with fatigue and they're tired too. So it's just normal. It's just a fact of life. But I'm like, well, I know lots of women in their late 40s who have tons of energy. So maybe
Absolutely.
It's safe to say that it's possible. You just don't know how. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So she has some amazing programs, but to start, let's actually ask you who it is you're focusing on. Who is your target market?
So basically the people that I serve, I love to work with what I define as success-driven women. So, female professionals, either in the corporate world or they own their own businesses, they're female entrepreneurs. Usually these women, they either don't like what they do, so because of that they've driven themselves to burnout, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or they love what they do, they've created their baby, their new business, but they've burnt themselves out doing something that they actually love. Regardless of where they come from, I don't care, it doesn't matter. What I'm looking for is the women that are complaining of the fatigue throughout the day, the exhaustion. They're having sleep issues, so difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. It's become quite common that women will wake up consistently around 3 a.m. and then 5 a.m. and no matter what they do, they can't stay asleep. Weight gain seems to be an issue. They'll start to put on weight with the stress around the belly. So weight, sleep, energy, and then of course digestion. So digestion it's all my clients are going to have some sort of digestive issue, whether it's gut pain, it's constant bloating, it's alternating diarrhea or constipation. So I'm able to fix the digestion, and libido often comes up.
Oh yeah.
So it's interesting because with women, what I find is out of all the things they'll complain about, libido will be number 5. But with my male clients, it's usually number 2. It's fatigue first and then their libido. But so generally within that frame of it's the constant fatigue, the exhaustion, you're dependent on coffee rather than drinking coffee because you enjoy it. The sleep issues, the weight, lots of digestive issues. I do a lot of acne.
Oh, okay.
I love to work with women on what I call female adult acne. So they didn't have it as a teenager, but it came up in their 20s or 30s.
So there's okay, so now we know who our target market is, and I know that you have a fantastic system, so tell me about your baby and the system that you've created.
Right, so my baby is called the Optimal Energy Program. So it's a 3-month program that I put together for women who are dealing with lots of stress. They're busy women, but they've got all these health issues. So what we do is we start off with lab work first, so we figure out exactly what's going on with the hormone levels so that we can figure out why they're tired all the time or why they can't fall asleep. Then we put together, I put together a personalized plan for them. So, we cover food, but to be honest with you, it's so much more than food. I can't help someone get better health just by saying, here, take more broccoli, right? If they're skipping breakfast in the morning or they're eating when they're stressed out in the car or in front of their laptop, it's going to be more beneficial for me to help them correct those lifestyle habits than just telling them to add broccoli into what they're already doing. So it's very much a holistic approach. We look at their emotional stressors, mental stressors, their spiritual life, their sexual life, everything that's going on. It's very much a holistic point of view. We work with supplements because it is the fastest way to get results, and people want results fast, right? So we work with supplements because they're going to correct what's going wrong. We improve the diet, we remove food sensitivities. So we'll test for those, get those out of the diet, and that's usually when people feel a huge difference the very next day. So it takes everything into consideration that's going on in their life to really rebuild a life that is optimal or conducive to healthy living and feeling great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you're expecting to see incredible results in that 3-month period that you're working with them.
Oh gosh, I have to say that most people are almost they're about 85% of the way done after 2 months. And then the last month is just tweaking things, little things here and there. So, and that's been consistent for the last 3 years.
That's
So
really
follow
amazing.
through after that, after the 3 months, or you have this on a program and they're pretty well established and they keep following that?
You know, it's interesting you say that, because that's actually come up recently. Is my clients have asked me to kind of package that in, that there'd be a 6-month follow-up. So that's something that I'm looking at adding in.
Very good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's really fantastic. So if you're looking for somebody who's a little bit more preventative and can get you some really powerful results in a short amount of time, Carmen is the most amazing person to see to get that job done. So how is it that we get a hold of you?
Yeah, so the easiest way would just to simply go to my website. So it's carmendunn.com, and that's spelled DUNN/apply. And then I have a little questionnaire that you can just fill out, and then I can go through that and make sure that I'm the right fit for you. And then if I am, we'll jump on a call together and just talk about what's going on for you, and I'll see if and how I can help you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you can definitely message us if you missed that information, and we will forward you over to her as well. Thank you so much for joining us on Glutathione Authority today.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Thank you, Carmen.
Ciao, ciao. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.